Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. We find ourselves again within the world of darkness, but in a particularly dark world of the dark world of darkness. In this scene, we see Jericho. Jericho the Mortician. Jericho, the fantastic man that he is currently residing, or at least inhabiting, this space within the dark world. He's taking a back corner of the furniture store that he has made his own little base of operations, and he has gone ahead and draped it with plastic sheeting. For shits and giggles, possibly, but he may have a different purpose in mind. He goes ahead and starts to drag one of the Jane Does from the corner of the back room as some sort of ghoul, or some sort of grave digger, whatever have you. He just goes ahead and lugs that heavy, heavy body that does not have any life anymore onto a furniture. Actually, a piece of table that he has procured for himself, also covered in this transparent plastic. To his right, he has several different medical instruments. You see the scalpel, you see forceps, triceps, pliers, and over on one side of this particular room that he has brought closer happens to be a weight machine, a pulley weight machine, something that you would just leave stuff on and see how much they weigh. Oh, and by the way, he also has a circular saw. Why? Well, bone is very, very tough, isn't it? We begin with Jericho going ahead into his magical murder bag. Takes out a pinch of what seems to be coffee grinds for some odd reason. Goes ahead and dumps it into a plastic water bottle that he has also taken with it. Shakes it up. Goes ahead and drinks the whole thing down, and instantly things just become so much clearer, so much more sharp. He begins the work. He's currently wearing his pink latex gloves, as he just goes ahead and picks up the scalpel first. On his face, you will see
Mind
paper
begins to focus.
surgical.
As his mind begins to focus, he looks at his scalpel for a minute and realizes that this is not what's required first of all. He puts it down and begins to mix some plaster of Paris. He begins to twist it together and begins to form a mold, and begins to take imprints of the fingers and of the toes. His knowledge, his ideas, now sharpened, now quickened, begins to perform similar with the teeth. He's sure that they're going to be corrupted in some way, but twisted, ground down by whatever they've been chewing. But dental records tend to be, well kept. With such records now kept, he goes back to his dirty work.
Alright. He goes back to his dirty work, having kept those records in place. He'll begin simply with a excavation of the cavity. He knows the procedure to do so, making that T-junction towards the chest, that frontal cut down from the chest to the groin, and then another vertical one. He seems to do this without much to do, as if he's done this a few times before. He goes ahead and cuts into the skin, cuts into the muscle, a little bit tougher, requiring a little bit more effort to go through. He again finds the flaps of skin, starts to fold them over, revealing the flesh underneath, slowly but surely.
And as he as he looks at the flesh, he begins to notice, well, as he expects, things are not quite right. But in this case, he expected decay. He knows how long he's left these bodies. He knows roughly that these people must have been in that state, that twisted state for some time, yet the body seems different, distorted, but not decaying. It's as if all the kind of creatures, all the bacteria within it, just simply decided, no, not this. Can you make me a perception and awareness roll, please?
Definitely.
So anyone watching, there have been rolls beforehand with regards to the autopsy. Okay, you begin to get the twisted tingle coming from within. You can still see some blood, some dried blood. Most of it's kind of gone now. But this small, viscous black fluid seems to inhabit parts of the body. You saw bits of it when you were cutting them apart, when they were biting into Harold, when they salivated. But now you're seeing it once again. This time you're actually inspecting it. You're taking the time to look at this. And you're getting that sense, those cogs, those wheels in your head are turning slightly. And you begin to feel a sense of magic around. Do you happen to have Prime by any chance?
No, I'm sorry, my good sir, I do not.
Do you have Life?
Yes, I do, my good sir.
Would you begin to get senses of decay. I'd say decay, but it's not physical decay, as you can see, but there still seems to be that sense around it, that sense of disorder.
It's not a physical body decay. Could it be a spiritual decay?
That's a sense, yeah. Give me a what kind of role do you think you're gonna go for? Or I can talk you through.
Basically, my idea is to see if this thing hasn't deteriorated in a spiritual kind of sense. I know I can at least have that. If there is a decay, I can also ping that with my entropy sphere.
Do you have spirit?
Yes, I do.
Okay, give me either, give me, it's going to be an extended roll if you want to combine, actually no, yeah, spirit, life, and entropy, in whichever order you want, or whether you want to try to combine them all together. If you use more than one at once, it becomes harder to discern small facts. Also, entropy alone, you probably realise won't tell you much at this point.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and do the entropy spirit and then the entropy life to see how this thing is decaying, how it's deteriorating.
Okay.
First roll.
Yep.
1 success.
Okay, so entropy spirit, you begin to see the residual kind of effects that you would sort of expect to see of a spirit having left the body. But you see, it's almost as if something's hanging around. Just a soft kind of aura just clutching to it. And you almost see this black stuff, this fluid, as if it's trying to cling on to this slight bit of spirit. As if it's trying to hold it in place.
This black ichor.
Yep.
Okay. We'll go ahead and do the life entropy one, and then I have a totally different roll that I want to do.
Okay.
1, 2.
Can you make me a intelligence medicine roll?
Yes, I can. Let's see. 5, 3, 4.
Okay. And you've just turned on... Sorry, and you also used spirit beforehand, an entropy.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit extra from your spirit, actually. And can you also give me an intelligence and occult roll?
Alright, can definitely do so. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exact same.
How much does your character know about werewolves out of character? Sorry, in character?
I have met a werewolf before. He seems to be particularly interested in dead things for one reason or another. I thought they were always spiritual creatures, not dead creatures.
Okay, so the first thing you get is that this black ichor and whatever it seems to be actually touching from your spirit roll senses very much of decay and disorder. And you also get a slight infectious feel from it. It's not penetrating you, it's not got into your bloods, your skin's protecting you, your gloves are protecting you, your general stuff. But you get the feeling it could begin to be slightly infectious. As you're looking towards life and entropy, you begin to see more as to how. You begin to see that life is harder. Life seems to be harder within the body, as you could tell from the death of the bacteria. And you're also seeing that entropy seems to thrive around there, that disorder seems to thrive. That there are growths within the body as you begin to look. Muscles, some muscles seems to have got larger, but it doesn't seem to be any natural order to it. This creature, whatever it was human once, and you can definitely tell that. But as you begin to look further into the body, you begin to see that its twisted and distorted frame isn't just a matter of it being forced into to it choosing to take different sponsors. It's been forced into these different shapes. It's been forced by spurious growths, almost cancerous in some ways, but without requirement for life, it seems to be still existing, or it seems to have still existed as much further than life should be able to go.
It's definitely disturbing. Which leads me on to the third particular site that I wanted to go ahead and pull. When you said aura, something that sort of clicked for Jericho. Maybe he's dealing with something that might have a mind, or at least some kind of sentience or an emotion attached to it. I want to roll for Mind 1 and Spirit 1, just to get the aura of this black ichor. And I'm spending a willpower on this one because this is something tangential that I didn't think about. 2 successes.
1 success.
Alright, 1 success.
Yeah, sorry, willpower, yeah. Yeah, you sense something faint. But as you become aware of it, you begin to sense it more around you. You begin to sense this aura, not just, it's denser within the blood, but you also sense it more from another corner of the room where the other bodies are. And you begin to sense it slightly else around you. It just seems quite, as you try to expand your senses and you try to kind of ignore the heavier stuff, you begin to get a bit more of a kind of feeling that it's quite pervasive.
Well, that's wrong. Very wrong. This black ichor, it seems to be a concentration of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you also did a very nice medicine roll, and you've actually investigated the black ichor. As an OOC aside, give me a quick Int and Enigmas roll.
Don't necessarily have enigmas.
Okay, give me a intelligence, and just give me a straight int roll.
Alright, fair enough.
You need 1 success.
Rolling. 1 success.
Okay. Harold was bitten by one of these creatures and may be infected.
No, I already figured that one out.
Yeah, the bit which you don't know and which is completely OOC is it's increased his as I said, it's had an effect with regards to entropy, and it's had an effect with regards to life. And it's given him it may have given him a certain scent.
Oh, fuck. First thing that comes to Jericho's mind, need to keep him away from other people. Need to keep him away from a certain type of people, like the people in the park. Alright. You want me to continue on the autopsy in gruesome detail?
It's up to you. What else do you want to do? What else are you looking for?
Well, mostly I was looking forward to see if any of the organs had been infected in a special way or whatnot. And then I want to actually go ahead and break this poor girl's skull and look at the brain.
There you go. Looking at the organs, I'm going to have to ask for another int medicine.
Fair enough. My first ones of the day.
Yay.
Still 4 successes.
The organs look remarkably healthy. You can once again see the taint. The heart and lungs seem stronger. They seem enhanced by whatever it is. But you almost kind of, as is the stomach, you can see that it's almost slightly solidified around the outside. While one would expect that, yeah, it just seems almost slightly reinforced, as if just to deal with whatever's inside. But you begin to look around and you begin to see that not all of the organs have changed towards a positive. Some seem to be more towards a negative. Some just seem like they must have been painful just to have. And as you crack open the brain, you see much what you would expect. It's a brain. It seems slightly smooth, but apart from that, it's a brain. And once again, you begin to see slight tendrils of taint intertwined and intertwined.
Okay, fair enough. Jericho will go ahead and in the autopsy there, all throughout this entire operation, he's had this small paper surgical mask with the symbol of purity in Ogma, the wood language of the Celtics, all over his face mask, simply because, oh dear God, oh dear God, oh dear God, everything here is tainted. With that, he'll go ahead and close the body up with not much due reverence. He'll go ahead and secure the skull cap and the brain inside. Proceed to rewrap the body. Place it back into the black bag. And before he does so anymore, did this body happen to have any clothing upon it that could hold pockets?
There were scraps. Yeah.
Going through the pockets, because I don't think we did that before.
It's a woman.
It's definitely a woman. I'm gonna guess no identification.
Not in the pockets.
No, it wouldn't be in her pockets. It would be in a handbag, which we didn't recover.
But you can feel free to have a look at the other corpses.
Yeah, definitely. I'll go ahead and place it back into the makeshift impromptu body bag we currently have. Go ahead and refresh the tag from 2B to Autopsy. Keep the name same, Jane Doe. Go to the next body to see if it doesn't have any identification.
In this pocket, you find a driving license for John Francis, and you get an address and other details.
All right. I go ahead and update the label for that particular bag. I do the same with others, but I don't take the pains to go ahead and autopsy them.
Again, cool. And with that, should we end the scene?
Yes, we will. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, Kian, for being here. Y'all have a good night.